Introduce our main speaker, the Honorable Assemblyman Anthony Bucco. And I'll mention as he comes up here, there's a little biography that I can simply say it's the tip of the iceberg. I happen to sit on the Morris County Advisory Committee for Veterans, and I see legislation, and this gentleman is basically responsible for approving much of that legislation. Thank you.
All-star families, active military personnel, veterans, family, and friends. It is an incredible honor for me to be here today to observe Memorial Day with you. Throughout America today, we honor those that made the ultimate sacrifice for our great nation. Soldiers who entered the fog of war and won for us every hour we live in freedom. Their lives ended in places like Normandy, Iwo Jima, Heartbreak Ridge, Hamburger Hill, Beirut, Mogadishu, and Fallujah. They didn't fight for glory, but to fulfill a duty. They didn't yearn to be heroes. All they wanted to do is serve and protect their country. They yearned to see their mom and dad again, to hold their sweethearts, and to watch their sons and daughters grow. At the end, the photos they carried were of the people they loved. But they also loved their country and the freedom we all enjoy. So much so that they were willing to defend it at any cost. They gave all that a person can give and now belong to history as the greatest examples of patriotism. They need no eulogy from me or any other. They have written their own history with blood and courage. America endures because we have always been home to men and women who are willing to give their all to preserve and protect this land we all love. This year marks an important anniversary in American history, the 75th anniversary of D-Day. June the 6th, 1944, without a doubt, was one of the most important days in modern history. It marks a day when almost 160,000 Allied troops stormed the beaches of Normandy to start the liberation of Western Europe. Their task was difficult. Cross the English Channel undetected, penetrate German defenses along the French coast, and establish a beachhead for the eventual march east. General Dwight D. Eisenhower, the supreme Allied commander in Europe, told the troops, "You are about to embark upon the Great Crusade. The eyes of the world are upon you." Despite suffering more than 10,000 casualties, they succeeded and began pushing forward into France. On August 25th, 1944, Paris was finally liberated. However, the Allied advance faltered in December when Germany launched a massive counteroffensive in the Belgian forests that caught the Allied troops by surprise. The Germans' initial successes were so great that the German commander called the U.S. forces into Somme to surrender. But that was not to be. The Battle of the Bulge lasted 3 weeks and cost the Allies more than 100,000 casualties. Nonetheless, we emerged victorious, sealing Germany's defeat. Those men and women, including many from Morris County, understood that tyranny must be met with resolve, and that liberty is always the achievement of courage. Their sacrifice was great, but their legacy is the freedom of every American and the free nations around the world. But the battle for freedom is never totally won. Our military personnel have continuously been asked to answer the call again and have stepped forward to protect our nation in places such as Korea, Vietnam, and the Middle East. Over the last 2 decades alone, nearly 7,000 Americans have made the ultimate sacrifice on battlefields and city streets halfway around the world. Our nation is free because of brave Americans like these, who volunteered to confront our adversaries abroad so we don't have to face them here at home. Today and every day, we honor them for their service. For us, it is our obligation to never forget their sacrifices. It is our challenge to remember their names and to teach our children and grandchildren the importance and significance of Memorial Day. And in the words of President Coolidge, to honor all those now gone who made the cause of America their supreme choice. So today, let us in our own way say a prayer, thanking those who have secured our freedom and for the strength to preserve their legacy for generations of Americans to come. May God bless them, our military, our veterans, their families, and this great country of ours, the United States of America. God bless you.